All right. So let's pull up. I'm going to pull up the first one. And a lot of these that I have in this list, a handful of them can be used for similar things. So you really just pick the platform that you like the best, whether it's the UI, the functionality, the core pieces are still there. So I'm going to show you how to build in Lemlist, but there's about 5 of them in this list that can do very similar things. So I'm going to show you which ones I'm talking about. Let me pull that up real quick. All right. So the ones on the list that are going to be similar is going to be Apollo, and this is inside Apollo. So I'm going to show you a couple of things in here just so you can get the idea that there's really the same type of functionality. And it just goes back to if you like the UI, if you just like the way the one works better than the other one. So Lemlist, Apollo, Clay, Seamless all have very, very similar functionality. And then Phantom Buster, it is similar, but it's a little bit easier to use. You can't do as robust of sequences and sales outreach like you can with the other ones, but it is still great. And I really think that this one is the best one for somebody that just wants to start getting their feet wet, wants to start just doing some basic sales outreach. You can do both LinkedIn connections, you can do LinkedIn messages, and you can do email. Even enriching your lead sets can be all done in here. You don't have to use something else to enrich your leads. So I like Phantom Buster. Just if you're just getting started and you don't want to feel overwhelmed, it's the easiest one to start doing cold outreach, whether from LinkedIn, from email. It even does some scraping on like Google Maps and stuff. And it does have an AI component to it. So this one is the one I would say be the easiest one to get started. The rest of these on this list here, so Lemlist, Apollo, Clay, and Seamless, you're going to build bigger sequences. And when I say a sequence, I'm going to walk you through what that looks like. And I mean, it could be an email, it could be LinkedIn, it could be phone call, or it could be a combination of all of them. And it's put on a timeline. So you can say, reach out to this person right now. And then in 5 days, I want them to receive this email. Then in 3 days, I want them to receive this on LinkedIn. So it's really great for building out follow-up, building out outreach without you having to manually do it. So let's jump in and I'll show you just an Apollo really quick, how to build a lead list. So the other nice thing with these is that it also works with LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So you can also pull lead list in from there if you want to. However, these systems are already built lead list from that. And so you don't have to pay for an additional LinkedIn Sales Navigator if you don't want to. I still like having LinkedIn Sales Navigator for times when I'm not just doing sequences within here, but it's your preference, however you want to do it. And so here you can see where you can start building a lead. You can build it by a persona. So you want to say, hey, anybody that meets this type of persona, you can build that out in here. You can do it by name. Now that's super limiting, but then we can go down here into job titles. So we could do CEOs. You could also do it by C-suites. So you can go in here and just say, hey, management level, I want it to be at the C-suite. I want it to be the founder, those kind of things. And then continue going down into even locations, number of employees at the company, and start dwindling down until you have a smaller subset of people. You do not want to use a $1.5 million set, not dollar, sorry, 1.5 million people in a set to reach out to. So you'll want to tone it down from that. Now, I'm going to show you how to do the same thing in Lemlist. So you can go over here and you can see the same types of filters. So you can build a lead list straight from here and then build a campaign around it. Or like I mentioned, you might want to use some filtering in LinkedIn Sales Navigator and then pull that list into here. It's up to you. But this piece is nice because it's all housed in one system. You're not having to do an additional step by filtering or getting those inside of Lemlist or Apollo or Clay or Seamless, whatever you're using. So here you've got your leads you can build. And then let me show you really quickly what I mean by building a sequence or a campaign. So we're going to come over here to campaigns and I'm going to hit the plus sign to create a new one. Now, when you're getting started, this create with artificial intelligence, I'll just show you what that looks like. It helps you write a prompt and then it's going to generate a campaign for you. It is fantastic for when you're new and you're not sure how to build one or even what you would want to include. Or you can come down here to create one manually. Or if you already have one that works that you like and you just want to use it a different lead set, then you can use this duplicate functionality. So for right now, I'm just going to show you how to create one manually. So we're going to go over here and we've got some different triggers. So we're going to first say, all right, we're going to send an email. You can also have it sent from multiple people or have a round robin. So if you have a 5-person sales team, then you could have it send from multiple people, just round robining, sorry, not sending like 5 emails to the same person, but just sporadically going through which person it comes from. So it's great for larger teams too. You don't have to set up different sequences. It can all work from the same sequence. Then you come over here to customize it. So here you could do automation plus AI as the subject line. And then over here is where you can do some more customization. So you could say hi, and then the personalization here, first name, comma, and then write your email. Have you been using AI and automation at, and then you can put in company. Which ones do you like best? Whatever you want your email to be here. And then you have this, and then you can do another personalization of your signature. Now, why you can want to do this versus just putting in your signature is if you have that round robin going, it is going to match the signature for the person that just had the email sent from their email. So it's a really great dynamic feature here. Now you can come down here and you can ask AI. You can change the tone. You can fix the grammar. You can make it shorter. Now, this is not a long email. I don't need to make it shorter, but this is fantastic because we can tend to be a little bit long-winded when we're talking about ourselves or sales or anything. And this make it shorter will condense our words, which is fantastic. You can also change the tone. It's going to change it all for you. So this is our first thing in the sequence. It's going to be an email. And then you can come over here and add additional steps to it. You can even add conditions. So you can say that they opened the email, yes or no. If they did open the email, then you have a certain email that goes out to them. If they didn't, then you want to do something else. Maybe then that's when you want to send an invitation on LinkedIn. You need to do something else to engage them. Then you come down and you could even have another condition if you wanted to. If they opened it and clicked on an email, then you can have a certain thing. So you can really build these out. Now, this is getting to be a bit complex depending on where you are. You might want to tailor this back and just have a really simple sequence just to get started with. And you can have multiple of these running. There are safe sets already built into here. So if you look at schedules, then if we look at this, we modify the schedule. This is only going to send to 27 people per day. So you can definitely change this and make it so that it's sending more or less, but you do want to make sure that you're sending less than 100 invites on LinkedIn per week. So if it's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you only want to be sending 20 LinkedIn requests per day and only 100 emails per day per domain. And so if you want to talk more about all of these nuances, then book a call with me. But you do have some safeguards already built in settings so that you cannot go over 20 invites per day on LinkedIn. That is in a different part than this. So you don't have to really worry about it as long as you don't go and override it. That's the important part. All right. So these 4 in my PDF that I posted are going to be pretty similar. There's going to be some differences, of course, but at the end of the day, it's helping you find leads, build sequences, do cold outreach. Now, I did say cold outreach here, but you can do warm outreach as well. say for instance, you had people join a webinar and you wanted to do a follow-up sequence with them. Then you could import those leads right into here and have a webinar sequence. And you can have multiple sequences running at the same time. It is so amazing. And it really takes out, why would you be doing this manually? You can still customize your message. You can still be ultra targeted and authentic, but not be manually sending out 40, 50, 60 emails a day. Or the opposite of that, where you are missing opportunities because you don't have enough time in your day to send any outreach. So that always gets pushed down to the bottom of your to-do list, and then it never happens. So sales start to become less of a priority because you don't have enough time to do it. So this makes sure every single day of the week you have sales outreach happening. All right, so those are those 4 platforms. And then also Phantom Buster, which I mentioned before. So that's 5 of the 7 that we've just covered. So let's go look at Lavender. And Lavender is going to be slightly different. It's not for outreach purposes like that, but it is to help you make better emails. So let me switch my share. All right. So Lavender, it is going to be like a sales coach on call for you. It is amazing. It is got a report card type of thing in real time on your email. So it has integrations with things like Gmail and Microsoft and different places where you write emails. And I love this because it makes you think about how you say things without you having to realize that you're saying it that way. For instance, if you are being too wordy, it immediately tells you, hey, you need to shorten this. Nobody wants to read that. Not in so many words, but you get it. If you're using too many technical terms, it's going to tell you, hey, if you speak on a 5th grade level, people are more likely to understand and respond to your emails. So it's got all different things in here to help coach you. And it even has AI as a piece of it. And it will rewrite your email as well, which is great whenever you're not really getting your words right that day, or you feel like you could be a little bit stronger. It is going to help you change your email and rewrite it for you. It has a number of different things. I personally love Lavender. And if you're a small company, if it's just you as a solopreneur or just you as a founder, they have some great pricing options for small teams. So that's also a nice thing. When you have all these software platforms, you don't want to be paying an arm and a leg for everything, right? So I really love they've got this basic free forever for certain solopreneurs, or if you're it can only send a few emails per month. So it's not going to be super robust for you, but it does help and it does make a difference. So if you want to keep it on the free tier, you could always just pick and choose which ones you want to use. But even then, if you get to the individual pro, you're still looking at only $40 a month. So I think it's still a really valuable resource for having a stronger sales email. Because after all, if we're business owners, we do need to have sales. And so this helps train you, and you even start realizing how you start changing your emails once you're learning from Lavender. So it's not just the AI is learning, we're also learning at the same time. All right. And then my last one, and I'm going to stop sharing again and switch my share, is how to use Arvo for sales, which is one of my differentiators in sales, is using this as a sales enablement tool. So I'm going to share my screen and let's see here. Here we go. All right. So I've got the back end of Arvo showing right now. And this is a template I have set up in an Arvo account. And so after a client, I'm on a call with a customer, a new customer, then I will send them this follow-up. And it's really simple. This is the template that's available. It's free in Template Center. And it walks you through, okay, personalize it. You can put their logo on it, because even though you can put your logo, I always think it's better to put their logo because it really shows that you are taking the extra customization step. So you put their logo up here, their name, and this stuff takes less than 5 minutes. So it's so quick. There's even an AI tool in here if you wanted it to write some of it for you or summarize a transcript for you. It has that already built in. And if I just add this down here, we can delete him. And here's our AI. You can put that in there, generate your prompt, and it can summarize. It can take out action items out of transcripts, any of those things. I'm going to delete this just because this is, I don't want to make this messy. And then we've got down here highlights from our discussion. Now, if you tend to have the same types of highlights from your discussions, things that the client liked or the potential customer liked, things that are special about your offering, you can have that in there. And then you just have to tweak it a little bit each time. You don't have to rewrite it every time because a lot of times what customers are interested in are kind of the same because that's why you have that core service or that core product that you offer. And then start here. What are the next steps to continue working together? What do they need to do? What are you going to do? And then it has a nice step-by-step here. Again, this can be part of your template. You can templatize this part and you have it every time. You just use that template for you and you're ready to go. And then one of my favorites is you can drop in your meeting scheduling link right into Arvo, which is so cool. Everything's in one place that the customer is going to have highlights from your call, next steps, and your booking link. And it works with Calendly. It works with HubSpot. It works with Go High Level, whatever you're using. Most likely, you should not have a problem by embedding this in there. And we've tested it out many times. And then at the bottom here, you can do one more little touch of personalization and put in that this follow-up was built for at what company, and it's just a little bit of something extra special in there. What that looks like in real life is this is just a follow-up that I made up. I put in a logo here. This is for Arvo for sales team, company name. It's an Arvo recap. Who was on the call with Mark and Alane? Highlights from our call. Start here. Create your free Arvo account right here. Add us as a user and we'll walk you through changing your theme colors and create your first playbook together. And then you can schedule a call if you still have questions. And then down here, built this follow-up for Mark at Workday Ninja. And then this is a live link that can then be shared with the customer and they have access to it anytime they need when they want to revisit it or share it with the rest of their team. All right. So that is the overview of the 7 top AI tools. If you don't have access to it, please shoot me a DM on LinkedIn. I will send you the link for it. And thank y'all so much.